Like, this sport is, it's called soccer ball, and the winner is called the whack-off. And...
The whacker.
This sport is called rub and tug.
This is egg ball. You hit the ball with a weed whacker, and you have to run the pentagon to get a base.
God damn.
This is so upsetting to listen to.
That's the point.
Oh.
So imagine you get fucking isekai, right? And they invite you to join a local sport, and you're like, oh, what sport are we playing? Oh, we're playing egg ball. I've never heard of egg ball. Oh, well, you gotta take this weed whacker here, and they hold out a bat. And the person sitting there is just like, are you fucking kidding me?
It would be just like our luck to be like, oh, hey, we've been isekai. What? Oh no, Sneaky's been here.
How can you tell?
God.
He's carved.
No,
He's been here to
Max,
the side of the
I've got it.
mountain.
You and I, Sneaky gets isekai'd first, and then you and I have to like keep going through the worlds he's been through, unfucking them, and our eventual goal is to catch up to him and stop him.
Before you? Okay, sorry, I made a slight mistake. I need you to fix it.
So I
You run
might
this
have
sneaky
given your
gauntlet.
friend a little bit too much power.
What did you do?
Benny Hill. Alright, well, let's get on into it tonight, gentlemen. I hope you're all lubricated and happy, because it's going to be a fun night tonight.
I request that you not speak like that.
What would you rather me say that you have moistened your throats?
I would request you avoid words with lubrication, moistened, throat.
Just avoid speaking, thanks.
Just avoid speaking. Yeah, my bad. I'll be sure to not do that in the future.
Thank you. It really is the least you can do.
So, how about a Naruto Bayonetta crossover?
That sounds like a horrible idea.
Go for it.
Hello, Internet! This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9004, episode 27. I'm your host, Sneaky Devil. We got Max, Atin, and Norwegian and Gray in here tonight. Oh, God.
The boys.
Let's get to it.
I like that he's no longer Arn in Sneaky's brain. On the
Yeah.
podcast, he's Norwegian.
He's the
And that's
Norwegian.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Easily replaceable
like
with
that.
any other Norwegian, but I don't know any others.
Exactly.
I'm
So,
I'm sure I could find one.
Oh, maybe.
I'd have to
Go
put in
looking,
some
I guess.
effort.
Only
But,
question I
yeah.
have from the pre-chat would be, would that world with the Hawacha have every household have a competition with the pumpkin chunkin? It's
Oh
possible.
yes. No, they
Possible.
should. They're just refining the gunpowder of the course of familial generations.
Of course.
We've been working on
Naturally.
this recipe for 200 years. This will be the year we
introduce Halloween to the world, but also make everyone believe that what you're supposed to do is place explosives inside the carved pumpkins as a means of warding off evil spirits.
Amazing. That sounds unsafe.
This nation is possibly the most esoteric, strange, and fucked up thing ever.
You based as fuck.
And everyone is afraid of it.
Pulls out pumpkin. All right, nobody move. It's just a pumpkin. Why is everyone freaking out? Don't you understand? It's a carved pumpkin. Okay.
He carved it! Don't you understand?
He's chucking the pumpkin! Take her!
The big E.
You've converted the entirety of the criminal population into Green Goblin wannabes.
Fabulous.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, see, what you do is, especially in a world of magic, is you convince them that dressing up like various humanoid monsters from the DC and Marvel villain roster will actually grant them protections and strength.
Of course.
You gotta get someone to dress up like Taskmaster for sure.
So anyway, this story is called The Sexy Umbral Wizard.
Really burying the plot there, author.
Well, if you say so.
Recovered under request of its fans after it was erased. My first story posted here.
Was it? I just need some context. Do we know if it was erased by him
It was
or by the
M-rated,
website?
so I can only assume that the admins got rid of it.
Yeah, like whenever I see the M rating, I'm like, there's a 50-50 shot they did it themselves because it was their first story and thus their worst.
And
Or
they
it
were
was erased
deeply
because it
ashamed
was-
of it, as they should have
Oh.
been.
Or it was erased because it broke a shit ton of guidelines and was reported in mass.
Naruto has finally left a village that so much despised him. Again, with this fucking... I hate this trope. I really do hate this trope. And I hate the idea that, like, there's so many people who are just like, oh yeah, that's a good trope. What if Naruto left the village? I don't know. They fucking kill him?
Yeah.
They lock him in a box and say, you don't get to do that?
In fact, a point of note, especially when we finally get to see the other Jinchuriki, the only ones allowed to leave their villages were the ones who had enough power over them that they could wipe the village out if they'd stop them.
Oh yeah, exactly. And not only that, I can understand the whole what if Naruto left the village because the whole village treated him like shit thing, all the way up until the point of the first episode of Naruto, in which Naruto was explained to him why everyone hates him. Yeah, wow, it looks like you can't actually ever have Naruto leave the village and claim yourself unaware as to why you can't do that. Gee, how the fuck is this popular?
Honestly, the only way that you could have him leave is if you have him leave before that point, in like literally before the first episode, he has to leave, and he can't find out about the Nine Tails until way later in life.
No, but that doesn't matter. Like, what I'm saying there, though, is, Max, is that you, the reader, and therefore the author of any future story, learns why he can't leave the village. Because the village would never let him leave as the container of the Nine Tails.
And he is not in the position to be strong enough to tell them, I do what I want.
Yeah.
Well, no, keep in mind, we didn't know that's why he wouldn't be allowed to leave until Shippuden.
No, he wouldn't be allowed to leave full stop because he's a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, like, no, that's like not, like, you are the container of a nine-tailed demon. Like, it doesn't matter that we didn't know how strong that was, because they kind of told us, though, at the same time. It's like, you killed half of the village, so clearly something strong is sealed inside him, and they're a military village. They wouldn't let Naruto
And
walk
he is a
away.
military asset. Their greatest military asset.
Yeah, they just wouldn't.
Our greatest
Yes.
ally.
I'm aware of that. However, it wasn't run like. I'm trying to explain why people would write it like that
But,
before we learn about Root and before they actually start acting like a military dictatorship.
Okay, you have a
Keep
point.
in mind, it wasn't run like that. He could, in theory, leave, but if they were smart, he'd be shadowed by Anbu 24/7 outside the village.
yeah, it's kind
Or-
of
That's pretty good.
Saratobi would call Jiraiya back and be like, "You're taking this kid out."
right. But my
Because
point being is that even in episode 1, we know that the village has ninjas, and we know the village trains child soldiers, and we know that Naruto contains a, either a
Super
demon.
weapon.
Like, we don't know. Hold on, we don't know that it's a weapon yet because we don't see that until the wave arc. But
We're just told it's a demon. and that's
we
it.
just know that a demon that killed a massive part of the village is sealed inside him. So either that means he's a valuable asset in terms of we need to make sure he never dies, so he, doesn't re-release the demon, or B, we need to, kill him immediately to kill the demon. Like, that's the thing, though, is if the demon would be affected by his death in a negative manner, they would have already killed Naruto.
Oh,
If there are several scenarios in which Naruto could escape. First, anybody that can actually full-on teleport like Toby.
Right, exactly. And
or if he
I've
could
read
himself do
stories
it.
like that before, where Naruto gets out of the village because of some, like the village was attacked at some point. Someone called the Konoha bluff, and during the chaos, Naruto, ran away from the village and got lost. I've seen Naruto gets kidnapped. I've seen Naruto gets teleported out of the village, but then gets lost in the chaos post of that. I've seen a whole bunch of variations that make sense.
Like anybody who wants to make a run at power, stealing him away from within Konoha.
Yeah, there's
like
a
Root could steal him away.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one because the last time someone tried to do that to, like, say, a clan head's child, it didn't end well.
Yeah, well, we don't. Well, the thing though is, from a writing perspective and a reader perspective, we didn't know any of that though. But there's a bunch of shit we did know already, and if you are any modicum of intelligent, you'd be able to go, okay, well, no, the village wouldn't let Naruto leave.
I'd say anything after 07, where they're still like, he ran away unchased, he ran away unshadowed. There wasn't extenuating circumstances doing it. That's probably not a great story. Anything before 07, you could probably give it a little bit of slack.
No, I'm with Sneaky Devil. The very first episode, this entire city is a full-on fascist military state. I'm not even exaggerating here. Every person is a child soldier until they fail, and then they can go out.
No, they're not. What are you talking?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the Ninja Academy has.
Yeah, the Ninja Academy is completely optional. We know that within
the
first 2 episodes.
Not only is it optional, like, right, Naruto's class, which made up, a generation's worth of ninja, was what? 30 kids?
And 80% of them didn't succeed.
I'm going to have heavy doubt on that one, honestly. I really doubt the incoming generation was just 30 kids.
I'm just saying.
There was more than that. That was just one classroom in the academy.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Now, do I believe that classroom is the only classroom where they pulled Jonin off the front lines to have them teach these special children? Yes, I believe that.
I believe every child is at least taught the basics of combat.
No.
No.
And if they're not up to it,
they're not. That was a big thing with Sakura in episodes. It's like, oh, this is a civilian training to be a ninja.
Yeah, not in Konoha at least. I know Iwa does. Okay.
Yeah, like in Konoha, civilians and ninjas there's a clear delineation, which is why Sakura was such a weird case in episode 2 or 3. Early on, it's like, she's a civilian, not from a ninja clan.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big deal. Still.
Stone's mostly ninja. Kumo is hyper militaristic, state of Israel sort of thing.
Konoha is the most to being more of a free mixed nation than the others.
Yeah,
it's the least fascist of the fascists.
It's still, I still don't think it's fascist, but sure.
Every single government position is a warrior.
That's
fascist. Doesn't make it fascist.
I know, fascist in the traditional sense. I'm talking about people who think that anything that's a military coup is fascism. This stuff they taught in elementary school, that was bullshit.
What the fuck?
Yes.
What are you?
No, that was something I was taught in middle school. No. Fascism is just a military takeover.
Where did you go to school? What state?
California.
American, California.
All right. Fair enough.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of state that would teach that fascism and communism
better now because I've read My Rise and Fall by Mussolini. I know what fascism is. It's just socialism with that recognizes capitalism is necessary.
Pretty much. Yeah. But anyway, so sexy ninja Naruto leaves the village.
I'm sorry, sexy ninja Naruto?
Yes.
What did I miss?
Yeah, no, you didn't miss anything.
Nothing.
Naruto leaves the village that despised him
Oh, it's one of these
because
stories.
they loved his sister more because she had the
it's one of
Kyuubi
these.
sealed in her.
Is this the one where Naruto loses his arm?
No, that's canon.
No. I'm
Also,
talking
how
about.
does
No,
that-
I'm talking
How
about.
does that narrow that down at all?
I'm sorry.
Is this the
I'm
one where he
sorry.
loses his arm? You want to take a stab at 1,000 or so?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Yeah.
Long before Shippuden was ever over, I
Yeah.
read a Naruto fanfic with a similar premise
No,
where
this is
Harry's
Naruto
sister got
Bayonetta.
mauled. What?
This is Naruto Bayonetta crossover.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been well into
Ew.
Shippuden.
Yeah, this is published
No, I mean well
2014.
before Shippuden was over.
By the way,
That
Sneaky, I learned
was
something
after my
happened
time.
in the Boruto manga recently.
Oh yeah, you read Goruto?
No, I was told by someone reading it.
Oh, okay.
They killed Kurama, and he's not coming back. Like, they killed him in a way apparently he can't recoalesce.
Wait, who killed who?
Who?
Someone killed Kurama, one of the,
The
demon
fox, yeah, I heard.
creatures that, when
What?
killed, just reconstitute somewhere else years down the line.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, they killed him in a way where he can't come back, and it's just like, that sounds like bullshit. That breaks a very hard
That's-
rule that they gave us. That this is
The only
fact.
thing I could think of that would
Of the tail
possibly
beasts.
do that is like full on stranger in a strange world wiping out of existence.
I don't know the context, and I'm honestly not sure
No,
if I
I
want
get, no, I get
I'm
that.
in
Yeah,
for
no,
A Stranger in a Strange Land was a Robert Heinlein book
Mm.
where a boy was raised on Mars and he just does things like he
No, I
thinks
meant the
he just
context of how they killed him.
that's the only way
Stranger
I
in
think
Strange
they can
Land
do it.
sounds like something I should read, though.
It is, and one of the things
Stranger
he
in
does,
Strangeland is something you should read.
it is a fantastic book. But one of the things he does is just says, oh, "This person's a problem." You
let's
no
see
longer
how many
exist."
fucking red flags we hit with this, though. Like, Jesus Christ. So Naruto leaves the village, but this one, it makes sense. He leaves the village because he doesn't have the Kyuubi inside him, because his sister does. But for some reason, the village hates him for not containing a demon inside him. Okay. But they love his
Interesting.
sister for containing the demon. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
God damn it, sleepy procrastinating Birdo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What do you do now?
The first thing our new hire did was fix a bug that's been bugging him forever as a user
Oh, yeah,
private join.
that.
He then breathed a sigh of relief and submitted his 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
I'm a zoomer. Watch, can a boomer do this?
Yeah. It's a thing. Pretty sure I would do that too if I could actually program. So anyway, but who are those two women saying they are witches? And why is the Death God pissed at Minato? Both Blonde and Death God will have their revenge, surpassing him in everything? What?
The grammar
Good
doesn't
question.
fucking work.
I mean,
Words. They just didn't have
yes.
any connection to one another.
Yes, that's correct. The grammar is bad, but I'm still just really confused. It's just something like, but what about these witches? Also, the Death God hates Minato. It's like, what?
I mean, if it's something like he used the Death God power and managed to bypass his side of the bargain, but again, that seems like a really hard rule. Like, someone's got to give up a soul to take a soul.
It's also super fucking just like random, where it's like Naruto has run away from the village. Everybody hates him. Also, the Death God hates his father. It's like, what?
Oh yeah, no, it is random.
It's just like,
I'm not sure
why
where
are
that
you
came from.
bringing that up? It's like, what?
Maybe the Death God seals himself into Naruto so that Naruto can still.
Oh no!
Maybe that's
Oh
what it is.
no! Max is becoming prophetic.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
what it does, isn't it? That's exactly what he does, isn't it?
It's totally what I'm feeling it.
Because he doesn't have the nine tail, so he has to have something to make him special aside from big chakra pool.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Sorry. I had you wait, didn't I? Before you start throwing a tantrum, I didn't forget my other fan fictions. The new chapter of The Many and Strongest Team are in making. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just like to have a few, for some reason, capitalized and italicized contingency plan. Well, you can't even spell contingency plans correctly. Congratulations, author. You're just a consistent fuck up.
Contingency plans?
In case I run short on ideas in a story, by updating another story to tell you that I'm alive. Okay, so this is something I never really understood. Maybe you guys can, enlighten me a little bit since we got some authors in here. Why exactly would you ever start a story that you weren't really clear on what you wanted to go or do with?
This is a one shot, but it was so
wish
popular.
fulfillment.
Sometimes I would just write something to get it out. If it didn't go anywhere, oh well. And sometimes I'd post it, sometimes I wouldn't.
Idea stuck in monkey brain.
For some people, it's like, I just want people to see this.
All right, fair enough. Because I get the whole I just want to write it so it gets out of my head thing, but it's like I'm gonna write it so it gets out of my head, and then I'm gonna post it online, and not tell people.
Oftentimes without a warning.
Yeah, and not tell people that I'm just writing this to get it out of my head, and then people message me expecting me to continue it.
I did that with my Minecraft story. Like, I just want to get this out, and it probably won't continue past a few chapters.
Yeah.
Because it just won't. It would not leave me alone when I was writing it.
Okay. I actually answered the question, but apparently.
Oh yeah, no, you cut out.
You are very quiet, sir.
Yeah.
My answer was very simply, well, if I wrote it intending to make it a one shot, but I got so many goddamn reviews that I had to keep writing.
No, fair enough, I suppose.
That's why I would write stories that were.
So you went the stupid corporate route. Well, it's making money,
the corporate route. You're not wrong about that, I suppose.
It's a bit like that, but also because, I got all this. When I get feedback from viewers, that gives me inspiration to think more on the story and get ideas.
That's fair. Yeah.
So it becomes, those stories actually are the funnest to write, even though they have no direction. Mm-hmm. There's two of them because they make my creativity juices go flowing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Go burr.
That's fair enough. I just really don't understand why people are like, I had this really cool scene pictured in my mind, but I didn't really plan anything else beyond that. So I'm just gonna start making shit up and just completely ruin the story that I've crafted so far.
Well, that's how most of my stories' concepts start. I have a cool scene in my head, and I outline a story around that. Usually, my outlines are more rough because new inspiration and new ideas.
Right? Yeah, but you outlined it, and they kind of just don't do that. They're just like, well, you see, they just randomly have this power now, and then this scene happens, and now I don't know what to do. It's like, wow, amazing. It's one of my long-term.
Just that first scene, and then it just steamrolled into something else from.
It's actually one of my long-term complaints, where I see a lot of ideas that I'm like, if you had just kept this to a one-shot and didn't try and force it to be more than a one-shot, this would have been a interesting, fun little read. But I've seen so many stories ruined by people just trying to force it to be longer, arbitrarily.
Yeah. Yep. I'm at the point where I've got original story ideas from I should probably just make these short stories and make them a collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of them aren't going to go anywhere aside from this one really cool scene with some vague background exposition.
Ars Maxica.
Mexico?
Yes. That's what I said. Nailed it.
Base.
I'm sharing something in your Discord on memes and shitposts now.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Alright. What is this? How disappointed am I going to be? That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that's disgusting. Ugh.
I don't understand. Is it something that's banned by Twitch?
No.
No, it's not banned. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
It's very sophomore. No, it's not gross. There's nothing disgusting.
A few things here in this author's note. I will try to be funny. I swear I will really try to be funny in this story.
That individual is a monster, and I support them.
The author will not be funny.
I will try and also be original.
The author would not be original.
The author. Yeah, it's that fucking what's that one meme where it's like someone says something and then it like pauses and the narrator says they were not.
It was not fine. Things were not okay.
Yeah, basically that.
My favorite one was when my DM once said, when one of my other players was thinking, he's like, the player character appears to be quick saving.
Yeah, pretty much. That's that exact scenario of I will try to be funny. They were not funny. I will try to be original. They were not original. Since I don't know how Bayonetta acts.
Oh no.
Wait.
That's
wait.
A bad start.
We don't know how certain characters of Bayonetta act normally, except the two main characters and something with the primary antagonist. Well, the
I
primary
may
rival.
add a few out of character moments, so please forgive me.
Oh boy.
I might make Luca Sanji from One Piece. I'll appreciate a few suggestions on how to continue writing this story if you want me to continue it. I know I ask that every time I write, but we all have our quirks, don't we? Well, author, I can say with most 100% certainty, I don't want you to continue this story, but unfortunately it's already completed. You already finished the story. Yeah, so
2 years ago.
Yeah.
It took him
I've seen enough
years.
of Luca from Bayonetta and enough of One Piece to know that Luca and Sanji are actually pretty similar characters. Like, I think the biggest difference is Luca doesn't cook for a living. He's a reporter instead, I think.
That's interesting, but I sure don't care.
Chapter 1, Meeting Two Babes!
Wait, why is only one of those words properly capitalized?
Because babes are important!
True.
But not meeting two of them is apparent. Okay, sure.
The final battle against Jabulius was finally over. The goddess of creation ended up separated from her body thanks to a punch from Queen Sheba, who isn't capitalized, summoned by the combined power of Bayonetta and Jean. Now, Bayonetta, left eye of the world, why is this not capitalized? Stood exhausted on the now barely alive statue. A barely alive statue once body? How is a statue barely alive?
Bayonetta's kind of weird. Let's be real here. Statue enemies fairly common, aren't they?
Well, I'm not saying like a statue can't be like. I'm not saying a statue can't be alive. I'm just saying how is a animate object considered barely alive? It's either alive or it isn't.
Yeah. Don't know.
It's like that rock is barely alive. It's like, okay, how do you define barely alive for a rock?
Okay, is Aura asking us how we don't know Bayonetta, or is he asking how the author doesn't know Bayonetta?
I'm pretty sure he's asking how the fuck the author doesn't know Bayonetta.
The same way Noodlehammer knew next to nothing about Naruto.
Pretty much, yeah.
With diving.
Yep. Watching as the huge body fell on the planet, her long black hair flowing freely along with her two long red ribbons. I would just like to point out here that the author incorrectly stated the order of descriptors, as well as made that entire paragraph one sentence.
Of course.
Just perfect. After all this mess, the world is still in danger, she said without any punctuation. Pitiful, said another
Before
voice.
I get going.
Without any punctuation. See ya. Jean, said Bayonet with no punctuation. Jean was a short, white-haired woman. Why are you starting from a Bayonetta point of view if you're going to then proceed to describe Bayonetta characters? Like, you're going from a Bayonetta point of view of the end of Bayonetta, and now you're going to describe the characters of Bayonetta to the audience?
Indeed.
Wouldn't you starting the story at the end of Bayonetta imply that the audience should know the story of Bayonetta? Because it's kind of relevant to whatever happens here?
I swear to you, I once learned almost all of my lore of World of Warcraft from a fan fiction that was just a crossover with World of Warcraft.
That's fine.
Like, I knew nothing about it, and they didn't go on to a diatribe about it. It's just things I learned from, here's stuff from World of Warcraft in the Naruto universe. I'm not going to explain it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing with Undying Scarab. But we didn't start at the end. Like, we're starting at the end of Worm, but we're not explaining anything from Worm, because we expect people who are reading a story about the end of Worm to know about Worm.
Wait a moment here. I thought this was a Naruto Bayonetta crossover.
It is.
Yeah, he's talking about his own
What
story.
does Worm have to do with it?
I'm talking about the
He's
story.
speaking
we're
about the
writing.
story that
I'm
he
sorry.
and someone else are writing, which is
In gray.
Worm World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I got it.
In which we're explaining World of Warcraft, but we're not explaining Worm because it's taking place at the end of Worm. So we're expecting anyone that's reading the story to be unfamiliar with World of Warcraft, but be familiar with Worm.
And if you're a super nerd, like those of us who are familiar with both, we expect you to keep your fucking mouth shut about anything that's wrong.
I don't know. I do kind of
wish.
appreciate it when people call that out, because that actually helps me a lot with our planning in the future. And the few people that have called that out has been nice.
Speaking of which, I do have a couple questions. I do actually have one question.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to operate under the assumption that every raid only happens once?
Yes.
And that, okay, so we don't just keep them in the infinite hell?
No. This is operating completely under book mechanics, which is to say there are no game mechanics at all, period.
Gotcha. So,
I hate stories with game mechanics.
classes still exist, and everything that happened, but that's as far as it goes.
Well, classes only exist as far as they're used as a descriptor.
Roles,
Yes,
essentially.
by which I'm
Combat
right,
roles.
like,
Yeah.
Blood Knights, right? There's
Yeah.
a general class of Blood Knights. There's a
Yeah.
general class of
Frost
whatever the
Raiders.
other...
Yeah.
I would say, whatever the other useless specs are for Death Knight.
A Blood Knight is the only useful spec for Death Knight.
Yeah, I said whatever the other useless specs are.
Wait, why did that just turn on when I... What? I could have done that the whole time?
What did you do, Sneaky?
What did you figure out?
I don't know.
Wait,
Well,
what?
Typical.
Hang on,
Typical.
what?
My tablet
You
just...
turned something on, but
I
you
was just-
don't know what you turned on.
No, I was tapping on my tablet screen because it's currently in sleep mode. And it turned on. And I'm like... I don't-
Oh, are you using a Samsung?
No, I'm using a Pixel Slate fucking piece of garbage. Which, by the
Okay.
way, so I figured out my issue with the Pixel Slate I had recently. So I got a forced update for Chromebook, because that's what a Pixel Slate is. And the forced Chromebook update that I had to do, Max, you'll instantly probably sympathize with me here. it asked me to log in again instead of just starting up. I'm like, okay. So I logged in, and it's like, we have detected there's another account on your Pixel Slate. I'm like, yeah, the one I just logged in as. Please enter your old account password to recover your data. Okay, so I entered my old account password.
Oh,
I know where this is
Old
going.
account password not valid. Please reset device.
So, yeah, that was a common problem when I worked in the school system. I don't have to deal with that shit now that I just fixed the Chromebooks, but yeah, sometimes Google OS, Chrome OS just forgets your password and thinks you changed it or lost it.
And then you can never log in.
Amazing.
Well, you
until
can.
you do a factory reset.
Yeah, and then you lose everything anyway. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? So I lost like over 100 fanfics I had saved up on my tablet. So that's cool.
Oh no. The Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, I know, right?
Whatever will we do?
So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But anyway, so the part of this new forced update was that holding down on the tablet touchscreen, instead of acting as a right-click function, highlights the whole word. They removed right-clicking.
They just, first off, they yanked that from Android, I'm pretty sure. It
gets worse. Because they also removed the pop-up menu that pops up when you highlight something. So I couldn't even highlight it and then use the ... to open up more options to then, do new tab or whatever. Or Google it, right? No, they got rid of that too. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I go onto the Google Chromebook forums. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I got a forced update, lost all my shit, and now I can't right-click anything. What kind of garbage product is this? And someone very calmly, and I gotta hand this to them, someone very calmly said, this is a common issue. Please check this link here for your solution.
Yeah, the Google user forums, a lot of super helpful people.
And so I went to that link.
They're from Google, fuck them.
So I went to that link.
Useless cunts.
And turns out they had force-enabled an experimental feature.
Ah, yes. A common action.
I'm just like, why the fuck is an experimental feature being force-activated? And so I had to go into my settings and I had to access my hidden settings. There wasn't a normal setting that I could access. I had to go in and use the Chrome dev kit to go into my Chromebook and deactivate this setting. It's like, are you fucking high? I want to fist fuck every Google dev to death. I will rip their prostates out and force them to consume it.
A bit forceful, but okay.
No, you don't understand. Orange.
Oh no, I understand.
Ever since I have purchased this tablet, it has been a fucking shit roller coaster of just
Yeah, so you told me the other day.
After problem with this fucking thing.
Yeah, listen, I'm normally not one prone to extreme violence like that. I will help Sneaky track them down. I dealt with that shit for 3 years. I had to... the amount of shit I reported because I was the first fucking person to find stupid shit like this. Oh.
Yeah.
And then you go through the G Suite management, like, we'll just set it up so that it doesn't do this when they're enrolled under our domain. Google doesn't care. They'll just flip it off without telling you.
Yeah.
They'll just turn that switch off.
Yeah.
Oh no. Now we have to hurriedly roll out another forced update and hope to God the kids listen and leave their Chromebooks on for longer than 10 minutes.
I had to do the exact same
break.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jesus Christ. I did the exact same thing to my phone earlier. It was a different issue, but it was tab grouping. It was forcing tab groups on me, so I could. But for some reason, the Android edition is absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
And the tab grouping on that was only allowing me to have one tab open at a time. And like I couldn't switch tabs. I had to like enter this menu and then select which tab I wanted, and then it would close Chrome and then reopen with the tab I selected.
What the fuck?
And I'm just like, oh my fucking god.
What the fuck?
That's some
How is it that we've actually gone full circle in technology where we went from like the inane horseshit of Windows 95 to Windows 7 and 8.1 being near perfect, to now we're in the age of Windows 10 and Chrome OS and Android making it basically Windows 95 again, having to go through all these weird processes to do a simple thing.
We fucking fixed this shit so long ago. Like, this is why I refuse to move away from Windows 7, is because it is the perfect position of just everything. Like, a lot of stuff works on it. It has great compatibility features into it still. You know, like, if anything doesn't work, you can usually find a solution to it. That even if it's a hack, it basically, like, doesn't affect the computer that negatively anyway. And speaking of not negatively affecting my computer, so I found another thing from my time and date.
No boy.
Thing that turning off makes it work. Yeah, it no longer like delays my entire computer by 10 minutes. Because it used to be whenever I restarted my computer, my internet would be down between 5 and 10 minutes, and I'd have to wait every single time I restarted my. Because that was one of the reasons for the longest time why I hated restarting my computer, because of how fucking long it took for everything to get its shit started, and I had no idea what was causing it. And no matter how many programs or services I disabled, it never got any fucking faster. And that's because it was the fucking time and date sync. And my computer now boots like a whole fucking minute faster now that the time and date sync is turned off.
Yeah. Sneaky, for future note, if I ever, for some reason, open up my own, like, IT firm or something, and I offer you a job,
yeah,
remind me to never hire you.
Yeah. Just say no. Honestly, you might be better off just not allowing Sneaky to be your customer either. Because odds are, like, his EMF field is gonna fuck up everything in your fucking store anyway.
And I'm just like, you don't understand, man. I've made computers B-sod by just turning them on.
Yeah. So this doesn't surprise me, Sneaky.
I got kicked out of QA testing because of that. I've told this story before. I went up to. I had to participate back when I was trying to get my gaming degree. I was trying to. It was required. We were required to QA test our seniors' projects.
Yes, I recall this.
To give them feedback, and I actually ended up getting permanently banned from the QA testing.
He was kicked out of the QA lab because he just had. Right.
They
were like
freaking all of the games.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's this game? Oh, this is a spell shoot 'em up game where you have a death arena and you get 5 spells and they each have different cooldowns and you know, all these other rules and shit. I'm like, okay, cool. Scroll wheel, mass click, rapid quick jump. Spam all spells simultaneously, win game.
Sneaky moment.
Got told to stop playing that. What's this game? Oh, this is a horror thriller game where you have to click objects in the room and try and break out of it. Oh, okay. Start game. Instantly B-Sod's computer. Getting the stink eye from the teacher in charge now. What's this game? This is dodgeball. You pick up a ball and throw it at people. Oh, okay, very cool, very cool. Oh, hey, you can catch it when it bounces off the wall. Yeah, we thought that was an interesting physics-based feature. Oh, okay. This is using the Unity engine, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Throw, catch, throw, catch, throw, catch, throw, catch, throw, catch. And I start spotting dodgeballs, and I flood the arena with dodgeballs.
As it should be.
And they were like, okay. So I came back the next week, by the way. I was asked to leave that time. Well, I came back the next week. And they're like, okay, hey, you're the one that broke it last week, yeah? But we fixed that issue, so try playing it again, okay? Oh, the balls bounce. Yeah, they have physics. Right,
Oh, no.
right. Looks down. Throw, jump, catch. Throw, jump, catch. Throw, jump, catch.
The old Skyrim.
And I just fucking ascend. And all of the other players are looking up, just watching me ascend into the heavens.
Beautiful.
The 4 people who made the game are just sitting there like, what?
I think one of my favorite Sneaky. Did you ever play the did you ever test like the monkey one?
The monkey
Like the one where you were a bunch of gorillas, like playing like it was like some kind of like gorilla based FPS. Like it was really weird.
No, I don't think so. I got kicked out after the space race one.
Oh, I was not there. I was not there for that.
Yeah, no, this was actually a year after you the year before you joined the college.
By the way, I did occasionally hear horror stories about you.
I'm sure.
From
No,
QA
I fucking left a crying team. I left crying dev teams in my wake. Because then there was another space race one where they two everything was actually pretty fine in it. Like there was barely.
I would say those were the guys who were like, F-Zero's a really good game. Please make
Yeah.
another one, Nintendo.
Basically. And so to save time for them, instead of building a course track, they decided they were going to take a flat plane and then use elevation adjustments to turn the flat plane into a canyon race in space, of course.
Oh,
But the problem is they didn't add drag to the game.
oh no.
So if you manage to chain together enough speed power-ups and then you hit the booster on the ramp, you could exit the canyon
Oh no.
and just drive across the flat plane that was between you and the finish line and instantly come in first place.
So you fucking Phantom Menace pod raced it.
Super hard.
This is pod racing.
Nice.
Dev is like, what?
I feel like I would have had quite a bit of fun assisting with that. Like, I just, it'd be really interesting being on a QA team with you. Because anything I don't find, you'd find. Anything you didn't find, anything you found, I would refine. Even worse.
I still remember in Skyrim one time I was making my horse jump up a mountain, except I hit a rock because I overshot my jump, and I proceeded to get launched across the entire map of Skyrim, and I hit that iceberg where Hermias Mora was. I was down by the temple where you go fight Alduin the first time. The dragon temple. Yeah, I was down there, and I got launched all the way to Hermias Mora's shrine on my horse. I was just fucking rocketing through the air. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, okay. You hit one of the rocks just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Skyrim is such a beautiful game with so many features and no bugs.
Of
Yes,
course.
hello, I am Tadinsky
All
Howard.
features,
There are
no
no bugs in
bugs.
Skyrim.
I loved when that was
It just
making
works.
the rounds of the community. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
They're
As
all
they're showing the
features.
fucking dragons flying backwards.
It just works.
Probably one of the best features in that game was when the corpses would follow you around. Did you guys ever have that feature happen?
Yes.
Nope. Can't say I did.
Yeah, sometimes, like, I don't know what caused it. I don't think anyone ever really figured out what caused it, but randomly corpses would just not despawn, and for whatever reason, would just start spawning next to you.
Oh, anywhere you fast traveled or going in and out of doors.
Whenever you fast traveled. So you just like
That happened.
fast travel to Windhelm and like 4 dragon corpses spawn on top of each other
Yeah.
next to you and
I
then
was-
explode
yeah.
into the stratosphere. It's like, okay.
Oh, I had one of the better versions of that with the dragon, where it's like, oh no, what happened? I killed a dragon in the it was one of the DLC expansions. And I didn't absorb the soul. I was like apparently just out of range or something.
Yeah.
Just far enough I couldn't get the soul, but just close enough where the game's like, it's for sure dead. I got closer, still no soul. I fast traveled. There is now a fully skinned dragon corpse following me around on my fast travels, and the only way I could escape it was going through a door.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I then, for good measure, remembered, oh yeah, Raise Undead causes dragon corpses to ragdoll around.
Oh no.
So I pushed it off a cliff.
Oh no.
And then it started following me after that again.
A
Like,
hilarious moment in Skyrim was with the children DLC.
When you could adopt?
Yeah. And I found out a way to reverse pickpocket weapons into my child's inventory, and they would use them.
Wait,
God.
proper weapons or just daggers? Because
Oh.
they added daggers as like a feature.
Oh no, proper weapons. Like I gave her an iron sword. It was adorable. But one day I was making a bunch of shit in the basement because that's where the crafting area was. And I came out of the basement and I'm like, where's the kid? And I'm like, okay, well, let's go outside. And I go outside and there's a fucking dragon outside. And the kid is doing the head grab. You know, where they're
Oh, the head
Oh,
murder attack?
Yeah.
they're on the head and they're stabbing down. And the kid's on this fucking dragon's head stabbing down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Game design.
The systems in that game when you got the Hearth and Home expansion, because I had the current wife. Both kids were outfitted with dwarven daggers. The wife, I gave a mace or something, and I left Miriana, I think, with them. Come home one day and there's just piles of Draugr corpses.
Yeah, because the kids
And
are
I look
immortal.
over and like, why are my kids fighting a Draugr? Why is that a Draugr battle lord fighting my 2 children?
The best part is because they're technically flagged as a faction underneath you. Enemy NPCs actually attack them, but because they're also flagged as immortal, in the kid immortal way, they don't take damage, so
Yeah.
they can just infinitely fight everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Indeed.
it was it's really interesting.
Game
Hey
design.
kids, I'm back from my adventuring. How are you guys today? Oh, we killed 3 Death Lords. You what?
Oh yeah, they wanted
I-
they wanted one of the things you took from the cave
You
back, but
fucking
we were like,
liar.
nah, this belongs to Dad.
Yeah.
Some bandits tried to kidnap Mom today. They're all dead now. They're out back. The dragon ate them. The what?
That the Hearth
Can
and
you
Home
imagine that? You come
expansion
home
was
and your kids are
best
like,
expansion.
Dad, we really need you're gonna need to buy more land. Why? We ran out of space in the graveyard for the bandits. I'm sorry, you what?
We have a graveyard?
Where did we get a
For the
graveyard? I always loved the kidnapping quest in the Hearth and Home because it's like, I kidnapped your spouse. You do know who I am, right? Wearing full Daedric. You're aware of how bad
it's even better. If you marry house Carls, like Lydia, sometimes you'll arrive to save her, and she'll just have killed all of the bandits already.
No, the best part is they'll have like they have like sassy commentary for that. Like, I got bored waiting, so I killed them all.
Yeah, it's straight up. I got bored waiting for you to save me, so I killed them all.
Yeah.
Just like the fucking Dragon Lord's covered in blood, just like, motherfucker, I was busy, fuck off.
Yeah.
No, but like it's great because like you'll get to the bandit den and there's nothing alive in the bandit den, and you're just like, why are all the bandits dead? Did Todd Howard's bless me with another feature? And you get in there and your companion's just sitting in a chair. Oh, you finally arrived. I killed all the bandits because I got bored waiting.
Yeah, just like
that's.
To be fair, they did try to kidnap Lydia, and it's Lydia.
I was gonna say that's a mistake number one.
I was gonna say, I think one of my favorites was there was a mods that it would like marry as many people as you want.
Oh god.
So I was like, wait a minute. So then it became they'd integrated it so that there was a random chance of who they'd kidnap.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Actually, that quest got even weirder when I remember I left Lydia and Mariana to guard the house. I get back and like, yeah, so bandits kidnapped Isolde. I'm like, why did you let them take her? One of you's an ex-vampire princess and the other is a house Carl. Why did you let them take? What the fuck, guys?
Guys, what the fuck?
I let you stay here. I give you food, I give you clothing, I give you shelter, and this is how you repay me.
It's like, what the fuck were you guys doing with your life? I mean, aside from being...
So, yeah, anyway, this story's garbage. I really don't want to read it too much. It's, like, really, really garbage. Like, the author makes brackets around sounds.
In dialogue, too. Oh,
in
God.
Dialogue, yeah. Bracket. Just, like, no fucking grammar. Like, no. Jesus Christ, there is no grammar going on here.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't link the story.
I don't want to, but okay.
Understandable.
Alright, so anyway, we can all, pretty wholeheartedly say that this was terrible.
Yeah. No mention of the Shinigami, it looks like.
Small mercies.
Oh boy. Oh, I want to read the author's notes. Hold on. The end. Now for some answers as to what happened in this chapter. Yes, Cleopatra is the same boss from Dante's Inferno. For some reason,
why?
Arbitrarily included in here. No, Naruto is not godlike. He may have all of Minato's knowledge, but he still has to train in order to use it. So even though he knows the theory behind it, he must still train to not have it blow up in his face. Fair enough. The next chapter will start directly from the exam, and I have a few ideas to make the written test part interesting. Like, by having Naruto have sex.
How does that how does that make it interesting? What? Question mark.
One definition of interesting.
That's
a little lime. Well, not quite sex, but some spice.
1010 is with him because he showed her a strong will.
Are you sure he didn't show her his magical sealing jutsu?
Yeah.
Magical semen jutsu, more like.
Yeah, pretty much. Even after he was being beaten and people hated him for not being as strong as his sister.
Wait, hold on. When did Naruto get a sister?
Yes.
Oh no, that's just a thing in this one.
Yeah, I switched Hinata's and I switched Hinata's and Neji's personalities. I thought it was something rarely done, and I'm inspired by a Hinata Fuda dojinshi.
I'm sorry, what?
That someone gave me.
Wait, what the fuck? Excuse?
But I swear I'm not into it, even though it was really good.
I'm gonna go ahead and press X to doubt a lot. Excuse me.
Press X to ask several uncomfortable questions.
So, long story short, to make this happen, Gene created the Fuda potion to sell at erotica shops and suffered the side effects to make Joy join the family.
Why? Yes, but why?
I have added the entirety of the Fuda story to my story.
Yes, but why?
Concerns.
What?
I have very many different concerns, and I want them answered. Number one,
none of them answered.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
my main question is, why did you think this was acceptable? That's my number one fucking concern.
That's actually a fair point. Yeah.
Max,
I think we can figure out why this story got banned, Max.
Is it because it's literally inspired by a fucking sex story?
Yeah, it's possible.
Perhaps.
Just maybe.
Bayonetta, why is accepted capitalized? What the fuck? The whole ordeal out of personal gain. With that, she will have death itself in a debt towards her. And if you know the game enough, you should know what happens to a witch when she dies, and having the Reaper owe you one could help. Naruto called Jean his mom to make Jean happy because he wants to fuck her.
You know what? As much as y'all mean, can't be as bad as Fate. And some of the shit that's happened in Fate. Let's be real.
Finally, I will get on to the full pairings of this story.
Can you not?
Times 1010. Naruto times his sister.
Of course.
And occasionally, Naruto times his mom.
What do you mean occasionally?
I think what the author here is saying is he's an absolute fucking degenerate.
Wow. What makes you say that?
I don't know, just the various amounts of fucking porn.
Huh.
Naruto will have the following powers. He will have a sex mistress. I don't know why that's a power.
That just sounds like.
I think the power is to summon her.
Yeah.
It's the power to summon her. It doesn't make any more sense than everything else in this fucking story.
It doesn't make any more sense than normal. No.
But you know what? We're rolling with it because apparently the author is just fucking insane. So,
he will also have a white fox sealed inside him, and he'll also be able to turn into a dove and a white and gold wasp.
Wait.
Also, he'll have the power of handguns.
So I'm
yes,
pretty
the power
sure
of handgunners.
I think that's supposed to be the Bayonetta part of the training or some shit.
No, secretly Max just has a squadron of handgunners following him around. That's how he has the power of handgun.
That would be a pretty great power to have, I'm going to be honest.
So he has the handguns called Twister Sisters, which are Chun-Li, Morgan, Samus, and Tifa.
Cease immediately. Stop reading Soul Eater. Immediately do not pass go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
We should just move on to the next fic.
This is by far one of the worst stories I have read in the past month.
Come on now, you're being generous, Sneaky.
To be fair, you didn't fully read it.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of my point.
No, didn't need to either.
I didn't need to.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a couple we had last week that I'm currently repressing.
That's fair. You know
Yeah,
what? I'm
me.
gonna help repress that a little bit more by drinking a little bit.
That doesn't help me, but you know, I appreciate it.
Yeah, that doesn't really help.
It's really the thought that counts.
Don't worry, I'll pour one out for you and then drink it for you. That'll make me more drunk, which it helps.
I'm fairly
me.
certain that's not how that works.
Yeah, it helps me though. You have no grammar, no spelling, no tense, anyone that asked you, I gotta continue. I gotta offer that constructive criticism. You know, your plot is nonsensical and all over the place. Comma, you tell jokes that you don't know why they are funny. And incest. Why?
It's a very good question. We don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Overall, your plot is horrible. Your presentation is horrible. And anyone that asked you to continue this story or to put it back up was lying to you about its quality.
Damn. My man got so angry, he actually typed a review like that for once.
Well, it's also because I'm not drunk yet, which I'm going to be remedying.
Yeah. Gotta step it up.
No, Isley. No one should ever ask for that one.
What the fuck did Isley ask this time?
Fuck off, Isley.
Yes, I'm not drunk enough yet. I don't know why this is a shocking... You don't have to lie to yourself? No. What? How is that a lie? I'm never drunk enough.
Yeah. Drunk? Not yet.
Look, I have
Drunk enough?
I
Never.
have 3 states of existence, okay? I have sober, not drunk enough, and successfully drunk.
Indeed.
So now we can never touch this story again. We can move on to something as equally horrendous, such as, you know, like My Hero Academia and Worm.
Oh, please do not do that.
My favorite. What fun.
Oh.
Just what you wanted.
What did you just find? What have you found? In the cauldron. Don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I'm going to object to this on humanitarian grounds.
That's unfortunate, because the Geneva Convention can't stop me.
True.
Now, the author, I believe, agrees with you, because he only ever wrote 2 chapters.
Ah, excellent. Small mercies, I suppose.
In the cauldron. Sometimes you just have to reach for the hand that's extended for you, even if that hand belongs to the devil. I know a lot of people who would disagree with that statement. Two of them are currently in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Never cooperate with communists, everyone.
In an alternate universe.
That's an insult to the devil.
Exactly.
Where Izuku didn't find out All Might's secret, nor get the chance to impress him, Izuku is given a choice. Izuku could get an honest shot at being a hero, but is he willing to pay the cost? Alt power Izuku.
Okay.
Great.
This just came to me. I figured it would be interesting to write this sort of story. I was honestly going to wait until I had more stuff done. But then I read chapter 213 of Boku no Hero Academy, and I know I had to post something. I mean, this chap has me in a tough spot. My opinion is all over the place on it. Read, enjoy,
I mean, no, you
and
really
review.
didn't need to post your opinion on it. I don't know why you did.
Because he needs you to know. It's fanfic. If you feel like writing something similar or borrowing my idea, go for it. I like reading stories.
Thanks.
Now, impressively, this story also only got 100 favorites, which is actually shockingly low for both fandoms.
Amazing.
So, this can only be good. And by only be good, I mean terrible.
What the fuck happened, Chapter 13?
What?
Oh, right. That reveal. Oh, God.
What was the reveal?
It was our first look at the One for All predecessors showing up to be able to talk with him.
Oh.
It's the first time we see one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. It's a cool idea, I just don't think this author here is gonna handle it well.
Ah, yes.
He
was scared.
They will not.
His body trembled as he rode the train. He tried to control it as best as he could, but he couldn't help it. He was nauseous as it was, his stomach doing flips and turns while his skin crawled. And Nosehair has me on open mic without his headset on.
Yeah, he does that to everyone.
Wait, what?
We can hear when you send messages.
No,
or get them.
I can also hear myself being echoed from his mic.
Oh.
Fix that, you fucking retard.
He felt clammy, but after moving to dry off the clammy area of his skin, he found no sweat, which only further fueled his nervousness. It was the last train. He had lied to his mother about where he was going to be in order to get out of the house. He didn't think the lie would hold up. He looked at his phone and saw the battery was around 23%. If he had to, he would run a bunch of apps in order to quickly drain the phone of power to cement a lie that he hadn't thought of yet. He closed his eyes and tried to think of something else. Before he realized it, the train had already stopped. He quickly rushed out of the train before the doors closed. He breathed rapidly while holding his duffel bag tightly. He quickly let go of the pressure, checked the time, and decided to move. It was some city he had never been to. It was also the farthest he had ever been from home. He checked the time for the last train home, and grimaced when he found the next one left early in the upcoming morning. He shook his head, trying to calm himself, and walked out onto the streets. He wore dark-colored jeans and a dark green hoodie with the kanji for hoodie on it, along with a t-shirt with the kanji for shirt on it.
What?
It's post-irony.
Is this a shit post?
Not even J-Rig is this retarded.
I think it's a reference to how Izuku at one point wears a shirt, the words t-shirt on it. And the author made that, the author apparently believed that was translated. And that Izuku wears shirts wears clothing with the labels of the clothing on them.
Genius.
No, author, that's just a trend in Japan. They just, they just kind of slap English words, whether it's ironic or not,
Not just to Japan, most of Asia, honestly.
Okay, fair enough. I can only really speak about Japan, so.
Yeah, I've seen from lots of different places.
I
Broken
know,
English.
Was it Taiwan?
Taiwan, Thailand, wherever the fuck you want.
I think it was Thailand. No, I think it was Thailand. I forget which one, but one of them actually has a Nazi celebration day because they really like the they don't actually care about the whole ideology at all. They just really like the aesthetic. So they all, it's like this
that's
local
definitely
holiday
a Japan thing.
where they all dress.
No, it's not.
It's not Japan.
It's
a
not Japan.
Taiwan thing, I believe.
It's
Thailand.
Thailand or Taiwan.
Thailand, probably.
They all dress up as a Nazi in the local area because they just.
Also in Mongolia for some reason. The Mongols really like the Nazis.
Mongolia, of course they do. It's Mongolia.
Well, that's because apparently Germany really hated the Finns or something. I don't remember.
The Russians.
And that's probably why.
The Mongols also hate the Soviets, who occupied their country for like 70 years.
Yeah, fair enough.
Has it really only been 70?
Yeah.
1921 to 1991, roughly. 70 years.
Yeah, bro, like, East and West Germany was only united like 30 years ago.
Yep, 89.
Christ. Oh, fucking God, I feel old.
Well, you are. You old fuck.
That wall should have stayed up. Let's see. He had a sheet of paper in his pocket with instructions, but he read it so much to the point that he memorized it. He walked down the street, crossed left, kept going down the street to a rundown part of the city. He crossed through a nearby park and made a right. When he got to a dark alleyway that had a stylized C spray painted on it, he entered and checked his phone. He still had 5 minutes until the time of the meeting. He took out a sheet of paper, bit his bottom lip as he debated, but proceeded to tear it to pieces as thoroughly as he could. When he was done, he was breathing heavily. He swallowed his spit and calmed himself down. At that moment, he was doubting his decision. The day before, he stopped All Might from jumping away, after being rescued from a villain with a weird quirk that made his body malleable. He had asked if someone like him could be a hero. Sorry, kid, I can't say in good conscience it's possible without a quirk. And then he jumped away. Izuku wasn't in the best state of mind after that.
Just yeets.
Based.
It's fucking leaves. Nice meme.
All Might gave brief, logical reasons. He seemed
Lemon,
to be in a
no
rush.
kid. Skeet.
No.
But it didn't change.
Can I be
how
a
Izuku
hero?
feels.
No.
No.
No. Yeet.
You have AIDS.
Speaking of which, you tried to practice heroing without a license. You're in jail now, kid.
I'm actually was reading a story that was actually really good about that. It was a story in where Izuku actually does ask All Might in this exact sort of situation, and All Might's like, "No, fuck off, you can't do it." And Izuku's like, "Well, fuck you, I'm gonna be a hero anyway." And then he looks into the laws, and the laws specifically say using your powers makes you a vigilante. And he doesn't have powers. So he trains really hard, kicks the shit out of people the good old-fashioned way, with metal sticks.
Oh yes, the Nightwing route.
That's fair enough, yeah. Yeah, it's alright.
Was it good?
Oh yeah, no, it was really good. It was called, it was actually pretty good. It was actually also really funny.
They kind of got rid of the Batman guy pretty early on.
It was actually pretty funny because he ended up going to UA successfully. He didn't get anywhere near the top, but he got high enough to get into UA as a hero course because he just trained so hard for so many years that it actually worked out.
Power move.
It turns out that if you actually don't enter a physical test with having only trained for 3 months, you are actually more capable of taking that physical test. But there's other moments that are pretty funny where people are slowly finding out over time. that he is the masked vigilante going around beating the shit out of criminals. And everyone's like, "Oh, you can get arrested for that. You're a criminal." He's like, "Oh, I'm not using powers though." They're like, "Oh, fuck, shit."
Oh shit!
The power of loopholes.
And the police are just like, "Fuck, we have to catch him using powers. We have to invent a power for him to use so we can arrest him for using it."
The power of fist.
Because otherwise we can't, because all he is punching people. That's not his superpower.
When was this story written?
Pre-vigilante.
Okay, I was gonna say, cause like if this was after the vigilante side story, they still crack down on vigilantes whether you have powers or not.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that's actually why the story ended up dying. It was way long ago. I think that's why the story ended up dying, is because that was around the time that the vigilante spin-off came out, and kind of just like blew his idea out of the water, and he was like, "Ah, fuck." So it was good while it was lasting, because I found it pretty funny, because he played it really fast and loose with that whole loophole. "You're a criminal. Prove it. Well, you're beating people up. You're without a quirk. Fuck."
That is a good loophole. Like, they could check his medical records. Like, it's there.
What you're talking about? I'm officially quirkless.
That is actually why, if you guys want a similar story like that, Pro Hero Metal Bat.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no! Are we basing this off of Metal Bat from One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Based.
Oh no!
And it's not a crossover, and it's a quirkless Izuku, but for some reason, whenever he's using a metal bat, he's just really strong. But I mean, he's really strong outside of using the bat, but like whenever he's determined and using the bat, for some reason he won't fall. And everyone's like, he's gotta have a fucking quirk, and everyone else is like, we've tested his DNA, we've tested his blood, we've looked at his joints, he doesn't have a quirk. Well, then why is he able to do that?
Then how did he just beat up
Metal
All Might
bat.
with a fucking bat?
The power of
Honestly,
bonk.
I'm curious as to how that world handles the knowledge of the One Punch Man heroes, because like all the S class, only a couple of them actually have superpowers. The others are just bullshit, like super strong humans.
I trained really hard, and one day I became super black.
Yes, the power of crime.
No, that's literally one of the heroes, though. Pro hero Darkshine. He is literally a guy that just went to the gym every day, and then he was just like, fucking, you know, that one meme that starts with Giga.
Giga Bowser?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was just, for some reason, he was like, yeah, I just was able to just punch the shit out of stuff one day. Because he just exercised so much. It's like, oh, okay. And what can you do? I like raping people, also beating up monsters. I get power from doing both. Oh. I only rape other criminals, though. Oh, okay.
Not.
That's
That just sounds like fucking Rorschach or whatever however the fuck you pronounce that.
Rorschach?
Rorschach?
Rorschach.
Rorschach. Or whatever. I don't.
Roy Shark, bro.
Roy Shark.
It's not fucking Gura, you retard.
Roy Shark.
I don't fucking remember how exactly it's pronounced. Okay. I
Roy
actually
Shark's
fucking
blood.
watched the
Roy
garbage.
Shark, the most fearsome of foes.
Indeed.
Look, I didn't fucking watch that garbage movie. Okay.
Me neither. I still know how fucking words are pronounced, though.
Fuck you.
I'm not native in English.
Actually, no. Thinking about it now, Max, Isn't Twister the only one who has actual superpowers?
Twister. I think Pig Emperor. He's got to have a power of some sort for what he does.
I mean, he
and
just
Zombie
eats.
Man. Oh wait, Zombie Man's an A ranker, isn't he?
Yeah. Rochambeau. Fuck
You know
off,
what?
Laura.
I think you're right. All of the top best rankers are just normal ass humans who are just bullshit.
Well, what
It's just
about
the only one
There's
with
literally
actual
one
legitimate
guy who
power.
calls himself Watchdog or whatever, and he's literally just a random dude in a dog costume.
He's an A ranker. He wears a dog costume and he's just really good at fighting.
Yeah, it's like, bruh.
Like one of the S rankers is a samurai.
Yeah.
That's it. He's just really good with a sword.
No. You see, no, Max. He practiced his special samurai ayajutsu of nano cutting, which allows him to cut atoms.
Of course.
That's actually what he does.
Yes, I'm aware.
Here's the, like One Punch Man. Like, how do you describe S rankers in One Punch Man? Rule of cool. Just leave it at that.
No, Max. I even got a better one. S stands for silly.
I mean, that makes sense. It really does. Like, okay, all right, hang on. Are we gonna consider Genos having a cyborg body a power? Or are we just gonna throw him with like he's a normal human that's just bullshit strong?
No, if that was a power, then Meta Knight and Child Emperor would be considered powered.
We can say the only one I know of the only one that really counts as a power is what's her face?
Just Twister, yeah.
Twister,
the terrible tornado. It's just, oh my god, there are like no heroes with actual superpowers aside from the Psychic Twins and all of Fubuki's underlings.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, they're outstripped by weirdos.
Everyone else is just pure eccentric effort.
Oh my god. Fuck that world so much.
That sounds so correct for that bullshit world.
Yeah, today's lesson, kids. Autism, it helps.
Autism makes you strong.
Yeah. Autism is your superpower.
Not just strong enough to join the top ranks of the heroes.
But no, the Pro Hero Metal Bat is definitely a 10 out of 10 story, because it gets even better because Izuku also becomes a delinquent. And so he's got the whole like fucking cigarette, mussed up hair, not wearing the uniform, like the classic delinquent as pictured by Japanese media without the pompadour hair.
Yeah.
Is basically
Small Mercies.
Yeah, Small Mercies. But it's just great because he's like, villain shows up. He's like, all right, bat. They're like, holy shit, that's violent. He's like, well, yeah, I had to stop him. I had to stop him somehow.
Metal Bat
activate ultra violence.
Definitely one of the more interesting characters as well. He's pretty fucking.
Hey, who's that kid? And why do I hear Doom music?
The only one they fear is him.
Bruh.
So bad.
A quick conversation, mostly beautiful women, NDA forms, alone, dark alleyway, what am I doing?
I'm sorry, did you say ND? Oh, I thought the way you said it made it sound like there was a non-disclosure agreement formed for these women.
I mean, I think they're included. Yeah, and Gray, that's the story. Blah! Izuku jumped in fright while clutching his duffel bag as his eyes caught up to him. Yeah, so honestly, the grammar and tensing and the punctuation and whatnot, all that's on point in this. It's just really boring to start off with. I mean, I guess it's an okay opening, honestly. I'm just...
Yeah, it's...
It's like, okay, yeah, okay, so he's running away from home and he's making a really poor decision and he's riding this train and he has this big semi-complicated plan to get there, do something and get back, and then claim that he couldn't ever hear the phone when his mom was calling him.
You know, the dick move.
He has the power of bonk. Yeah, he does have the power of bonk.
Indeed.
Who is this bat made of? Iron. What?
Huh.
You what, mate?
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Also, the best part is that everyone's going around being like, man, I can't believe Izuku's quirk is so strong in that story. And meanwhile, Bakugo's like, everyone, he keeps trying to tell everyone he doesn't have a fucking quirk. And he's like, everyone's like, what do you mean? He clearly has a quirk. He just fucking hit the ball 700 miles. It's like, no, he doesn't have a fucking quirk. He's quirkless.
He's just a quirkless loser! Dude, did you see what he did to that dude's kneecaps? Little did they know, Izuku was actually just from New Jersey.
I have the power of delinquent on my side. Doesn't he train with Stain unknowingly in that story? Was that story? No, I think that was a different story. No, I think that was a different story. I know which one you're talking about, but I don't think it was in Pro Hero Metal Bat, because I was reading that a long time ago, and that story specifically is the one I read recently. No, that's a story in which Izuku doesn't have a quirk, but he ends up training. Hold on, let me see if I can't find it. Now it's gonna bother me and I won't be able to read for the rest of the time until I figure this out. Story alerts. You know, you might have too many alerts in your alert list when your fanfiction account takes a couple dozens of seconds to load.
Yeah, don't say.
I don't know. Sneaky, what website was that one on?
Which one?
Pro Hero Metal Bat?
Gray linked it.
Oh.
In gaming for some reason.
I think he just misclicked.
Understandable.
Have a nice day.
Precognition, metallurgy. I think it might be. No, it's not metallurgy. Know your meta. Active. Really? Was it the? It was precognition, I believe. No, wait, no, it wasn't. No. Was it? No.
We may never know.
It wasn't precog. Maybe I think it was metallurgy. Maybe. I think it was metallurgy because Izuku got really motivated to work out a lot more. And because originally Izuku didn't know that his quirk actually was really good. And so he wanted to be a hero, so he decided to work out more. Yeah, his presence seemed. Yep. Here we go. It was metallurgy right here. Chapter 5. I knew it was recent. Metallurgy. I've linked it before and I've talked about it before. And yeah, he trains with Steen unknowingly. Hello, Moth. So anyway. Wow. Yeah, no, we're gonna actually end this story here and move on to something else.
Excellent.
Cause this is just straight up. Cauldron is in My Hero Academia. Just arbitrarily. Even though the whole point of Cauldron's existence was to fight Scion. Cauldron, for some reason...
Is their purpose now to fight All Might?
I have no idea. Also, Inked. What was Inked? Oh, that sounds familiar. And I don't have that in my favorites or alerts. Inked. Born without a quirk, Izuku faces many prejudices in life and is fell into despair. He reached his breaking point after his idol tells the young boy he can never be a hero without a quirk. He now sees life as useless and tries to kill himself. Rescued from death and gifted a quirk by a villain, Izuku strives for his dream of being a hero with the help of his 3 eccentric blonde friends. Toga. Who's Toga? That's the psycho girl, right?
Yeah, it's the yandere.
Toga, Katsuki, and who else has blonde hair? All Might? What fucking lineup is this?
Good question.
Okay. Alright, you know, I'll put this to the side and I'll, consider watching it. Yeah, the metal part threw you off, yeah. No, again, because the first, like 7 or so, 8 chapters, the author actually does a really good job of making you think that his quirk is going to be worthless. And, obviously after that point you get the really heavy Silver Surfer vibes, but before that, like, he does a pretty good job of being like, oh no, it's going to be worthless for a while. But yeah, no, this is just straight up Cauldron in this. Yeah, Cauldron. People like me are quirk this. Before we see it, Cauldron's not a charity, we run a business. Yeah, this is just straight fucking up. This is just Cauldron is arbitrarily in My Hero Academia. For no fucking apparent reason. That's the dumbest shit ever. I thought it was gonna be something good and cringy instead it's just stupid.
Oh, yes. The old alignment, stupid retarded.
the ye old alignment, indeed. It's like, oh yeah, the Anbu route are just arbitrarily in My Hero Academia. It's like, what?
Why?
Well, you see. That's about it, mostly.
Yeah, pretty much. So, instead, we shall read, let's do the Konosuba story. How do you guys feel about Konosuba? An original Konosuba story.
Could care less about Konosuba.
Excellent.
Positively racist.
Because we'll read one right now.
No.
So, this is gifting this wonderful world with even more explosions. Now, the author only ever published 3 chapters and 15,000 words, quite pathetic in my opinion, over the course of 1 month. They only ever posted 15,000 words over the course of 1 single month, and they never touched the story again over the next 2 years. So I can only assume that the author realized their story was also horrible.
Probably, yeah.
I did just finish the latest chapter of Third Time's the Charm, a Konosuba Tanya of the Evil crossover, and that was hilariously good because the author fully just runs with everyone in Konosuba is brain dead, as the canon show dictates, and just puts Tanya just straight into it post Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Oh god.
And yeah, it goes about as well as you. Yeah, it goes about as well as you think it does. Have you shelled Blessed with a Hero's Heart on the podcast? Dude, I've shelled Blessed with a Hero's Heart on this podcast so many times. You also should start paying.
Actually, Sneaky, you mind drop me a link to that Tanya story?
Yeah, Third Time's the Charm. I think I linked it to Gray earlier.
Time's the Charm. Well, then Gray,
I can't
link it.
By myself. I'm playing you for.
Stand up from Twitter. I know that's going to be horrible. An unfortunate hiking accident followed up by some cheeky rules lawyering leaves one Andrew Elkin carted off to Axel. Well, I mean, unless you died in Japan. Armed with nothing but a pistol, a turret.
What?
Turret?
A turret?
A turret of what?
Turret.
And the idea to snatch up all of Kazuma's scraps for his own gain. Okay, look. Hold on. First off.
Agreed.
Second off.
Man's got a point.
Kazuma only got, like, even I know, as someone who hates Konosuba, the author really plays off of the idea that the only reason Kazuma gets where he does get is because his luck stat is so stupidly high.
Yep.
Yeah.
The character himself realizes this and abuses it for all it's worth from time to time.
Base.
So you going around and trying to capture all of Kazuma's luck moments won't work.
Yeah.
He resigns himself to dealing with the unfortunate quests, flawed completion strategies, insanity, and other things that will inevitably land at his feet. See, this is the other problem, is you're not going to succeed. Like, not only are you not going to succeed, getting what Kazuma got, but you're also not going to succeed in doing what Kazuma did, because again, he succeeded because of his luck stat.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
True.
So if you go in and you're like, well, if I just shoot the exact position he shot at, and then do a double backflip dance like he did, it will clearly end up the same way. It's like, no, that's actually not how it works here. If you had to ask me what kind of person I was in my last life, I don't think I'd be able to give you a straight answer. But if I had to choose, I would say a bystander.
Gay answer then?
I would be able to give you a straight answer, honestly. I am the asshole who would probably egg on anything bad happening, or make everything worse.
Yeah.
The entire subreddit, Am I the Asshole, was invented for Sneaky.
No, it wasn't invented for me.
Well,
I already knew
it just
that.
fits. Yeah, also true.
It was invented because one day someone looked upon me and said, am I still an asshole? Because they saw that I was just so wholly fulfilling the concept of assholery that Plato himself might have even said that I was the concept of form of the asshole.
Yes.
Descended from the heavens of the perfect world to gift onto humanity my sparkling personality and wit. If you had to ask me what kind of person I was, blah, blah, blah. First, my personality I will now describe to you. I'm the kind of guy who snarks his way through life. Oh, wow. You have 2 brain cells to rub together? Impressive.
No, it doesn't.
And I
the
take
singular brain cell rubs against itself.
And take whatever pleasure I can in knocking other people down a peg if I think they deserve it. Wow. You and a lot of other people.
Yeah, wow.
Naturally, that doesn't exactly endear me to others. Yeah, probably because you're not knocking people down a peg that deserve it.
Sneaky. I gotta hand it to you.
Yeah.
You're really good at like making the person sound even more smarmy than they actually are.
Thank you.
It really just fits well. Impressed.
Consequently, I'd spent most of my recent years practically friendless. Like I am. Oh sure, I had nice acquaintances before, but all of those were completely situational and under no control of my own, like a classroom seat assignments and other such things. Actually, that's just called life as well. That's not actually a part of your personality. I hate to break this to you, but pretty much nobody actually stays with the majority of their high school friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have like 5 good friends at most you keep in contact with.
At most. And that's if you're Max the Saint, who is capable of befriending a rock.
I've got 3 that I keep in contact with.
I got like 2.
I have 1. I have to remind that exists.
But you have to remind them that they exist?
I have to remind them that I exist.
Oh.
I mean, do you really exist?
No.
It's a question on everyone's minds constantly.
It's a figment of our imagination. We are collectively hallucinating, Sneaky.
Even if you found me out, Arn, you can't stop me.
The schizophrenia meds will, though.
You can't drug the whole population.
But I can drug enough to kill off you.
I can drug enough. It's what's really in the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Schizophrenia meds, we can finally end Sneaky once and for all.
He is eternal.
No, actually, I have confirmed he is not.
Second, my outlook on life. I spent every second of every day constantly thinking of the worst situation that could possibly happen to me at any given moment, even if it was an irrational. Well, that's fair enough. It's also probably because you don't have any friends. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Fun times. Tree swaying, maybe it could fall on top of me. Wielding a kitchen knife, it might slip and cut me. Now, see, the other problem here is, this is one of those problems that I have to complain about, because everyone else says this stuff, but nothing ever really happens to them. It's actually just paranoia for them. But I have had the weird shit happen to me, where it's like, is this knife going to slip out of my hand, flip over my head, and stab myself into my other hand?
Sneaky,
I have
that's
to ask
because
that.
God is trying to kill you.
Yeah.
I have to actually ask that, because shit like this fucking happened before. Am I going to fall up the stairs today? I've done that too.
You're like the only man where the reasoning act of God is actually true.
I am secretly the inspiration for being X in Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yeah. Well, your relationship with whatever deity exists.
Yes. Sneaky is the imaginary devil on the shoulder, but he said fuck it and went out for alcohol. Yeah, I'll be back later, don't worry. I'll be sure to advise you to do something stupid.
Yeah.
But I have just had the dumbest shit in existence happen to me before. And it's one of those things where I just have to sit there and ask, is more dumb shit gonna happen to me? The answer's always yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Like, I actually hurt my foot pretty badly a couple days ago because I was walking down a set of stairs and proceeded to slip forwards. And somehow, during falling down the entirety of the stairs, the only thing that got damaged was my foot that... By the way, I went face first down these stairs.
Oh, of course.
The only thing that got damaged was the foot I slipped on.
And the poor stairs who did nothing to you to deserve that.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, why isn't my foot that's the part that gets damaged when my whole ass just fell down these stairs?
Justice for sneaky stairs.
My fucking fat ass.
Exactly.
He needed some win, apparently.
Or like the time my battery vibrated out of the car and I... It's like, fucking what? Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Weird shit just fucking happens to me. And so whenever I talk about... Well, it's like whenever I talk about this sort of shit, it's like everyone's like, oh yeah, you're paranoid. Everyone thinks about that stuff. It's like, no, you don't understand. It fucking happens to me. You might think it, but it happens to me.
Yep.
Oh, I'll just open this bottle of hot sauce. The top of the entire glass bottle snaps off and proceeds to explode, coating the entire kitchen in hot sauce.
You know what that sounds like?
Sounds about right for Sneaky.
I was gonna say a personal problem too.
Sounds like a saucy situation.
I'm just fucking sitting here, and there's hot sauce on the ceiling, there's hot sauce on the walls, there's hot sauce inside the burner that's on right now. I think Max was there for that. I one time was making tea in my giant tea mug, and I picked up my tea mug by the handle, and the bottom just fell off. The whole ass bottom just... And all the tea just came.
Was this when we were both still college students?
No, this was when I was making tea late one night at Vermont, not in college, during the winter.
You
might
have told me about it.
Yeah, I must have told you about.
Or, well, you might have messaged me immediately after, like, "Fuck, that was a good mug."
Yes, that's what I did. The whole ass bottom of the mug just popped off for no reason. No, there was no cracks. There was no signs that anything had been wrong with it. I just lifted the mug up, and it was just whoosh, tea fucking everywhere.
Reminds me of that clip I just sent in the 9K channel. The front fell off.
The front fell off, yeah, pretty much.
Is it supposed to fall off? No. Well,
So, like,
the front fell off.
These people that fucking sit there and, like, talk about how they imagine all the ways shit could go wrong, I'm just sitting here just like, yeah, bitch, that's me. That's my life. I don't imagine it. It happens. What's that? I hit a bump and my whole front bumper came off? That actually happened, by the way.
Good job.
Apparently, when I was looking into it, and the repair guy said that the plastic and rubber rivets that kept the front bumper on, because they're supposed to come off these days, the plastic rivets just shattered for no clear reason, and just whole ass just vaporized. I'm like, oh. Why?
Sometimes it just be like that.
Let's see. Blah 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 blah. I pull out a heater from somewhere and shoot me in the head with a heater. What?
Would you?
What? Yes, when you perpetually live by Murphy's Law taken to 11 then squared, you quickly pick up how to avoid dangerous situations. What? No, not really. That's called being paranoid. Well, you learn how to keep your head down, keep walking, and pretend nothing's happening, which is why I say I'm a bystander. But nothing is happening. The tree that was swaying never fell. The kitchen knife never slipped. Your chemistry class never accidentally spilled acid down your skull. No car ever did 100 degrees and turned you into a stain on the ground. No transformer exploded as you walked past it. And no one had a heat ray and shot you with it when they walked by you. You're not a bystander. You're a schizophrenic paranoid. I was consumed by fear all day and every day. Call it what you want, sugarcoat it even, but that didn't change the cold, hard fact that at my core I was a coward. So now you may be able to understand my reaction when I found myself in a particular room. One with immaculate marble pillars, a black and white tiled floor that stretched on forever into an expanse of black, a wooden chair for me to sit on, a throne, a small table next to the chair, and a certain silver-haired maiden sitting on the throne. I like how the author's like, yes, first I noted the tiles on the ground, and then I noted they went on infinitely. And then I noted there was a nice little wood chair right here. And there's a table next to this wood chair. And hey, is that a throne? Oh, wow, there's a person on the throne.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to replicate, like, the camera panning up.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's going for. It just doesn't fucking work in a written media.
I mean, not only does it not work in written media, it also doesn't work, period, because humans are... programmed to look for life first, because we're a species built on paranoia.
Yeah, biology.
Yeah, it's wild how that works.
The author recoils in horror, as you show in biology.
The author recoils in horror as I use his own argument about how he's a paranoid schizophrenic against him to explain as to why he wouldn't notice those details in that order.
I mean, to tell him how he's a paranoid schizophrenic.
Yes, to tell him that he's also a paranoid schizophrenic, and that I know.
Yeah. Oh god, he knows.
I know. Oh no. Of course, that wasn't the only factor contributing to my reaction. You see, because of my predisposition towards dangerous situations. Your predisposition towards imagining dangerous situations?
Yeah.
That you just finished saying how you avoided all of them? So you don't have a predisposition towards dangerous situations. Because that would mean you would seek them out, which you don't do. You just finished saying you avoided them. Author, I do not believe the word you are using, it means what you think it means. I would often find myself staying inside of my own home. Because of my predisposition towards finding dangerous situations, I would often run away from them in my own home.
Bro.
Author, I don't know how to tell you. That just means you're agoraphobic.
Yeah, it just means you're agoraphobic and schizophrenic, possibly.
Definitely.
He's a paranoid schizophrenic agoraphobic. He firmly believes the sky is out to get him.
Actually, it would be a paranoid schizophrenic agoraphobe.
Yes, I apologize.
Get your scientific fancy word sounds right.
No.
Those are hard, though.
I do have to hand it to the one guy that made one of the longest words in English be the meaning of being afraid of long words in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a stellar move.
Power move and a half.
Outstanding move.
How to flex on retards.
How to flex on the person who's afraid of this word.
Oh, you're afraid of long words? Here's a nice word for that. Oh god, oh fuck.
It just keeps going.
We got ourselves a nice long word for that.
Oh yeah, Max, by the way, I can't play Red Dead Redemption 2 anymore because the Rockstar game launcher has uninstalled itself and refuses to
I was hoping you'd been banned from that.
And refuses to reinstall itself, so now...
So now you just lost 90 gigabytes of hard drives.
So now I can't play the game anymore. Because I've manually reinstalled it, and it still doesn't install. So just
unfortunate.
I don't understand how you manage this.
I don't know
Sneaky.
either. I just one day was like, I'm going to play Red Dead today, and I hit play, and it was like, error, game launcher not found. I'm like, what?
Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on.
I'm like, okay,
Hold on a
verify
moment.
files. One file found missing. Rockstar Game Launcher. Now downloading. Now installing. Error. Closed window. It's like, play.
Could you not?
Game launcher not found. Oh. Okay.
I guess you're not allowed to play with anything.
No, I'm
Yeah,
apparently
fuck you, I
not allowed to do
guess.
shit.
No more game for you.
Let's see. Yeah, as you may imagine, there wasn't a whole lot to do cooped up in my house. Everyone who has COVID disagrees with you now.
Bro.
Yes.
Yeah, wait. When was this released?
Everyone disliked that.
Everyone disliked this indeed. 2019. So yeah,
yeah.
right before, right before.
About a year before, yeah. It's curious timing, eh?
Curious timing indeed. There wasn't a whole lot to do cooped up in a house as average as ours. Besides go on the internet, read books, order food, order more food, order other things that aren't food. There's a whole bunch of internet services that you can use out in there in the wild world of literally everything.
Order corn.
Order bags of corn. Never
Yes.
eat it. Continue ordering the corn.
I require
Order
more corn.
70 order a pallet of corn.
I must have the corn.
I was laughing so hard because I was on this one website and they're like, we offer a large discount, a large 30% discount if you order one pallet or more. I'm like, oh, well, how much is one pallet cost? $7,000.
He was still tempted to do it though.
I was with the discount and I'm just like, I am in no position to eat 500 pounds of rice.
Yeah. It does seem slightly overkill.
It got even better because it was just like, by the way, if you order over 50 pounds of any product from this website, be ready to be able to move it on your own because we don't offer movement or storage services for the product.
Yeah.
Basically, if anyone orders a pallet of food, you have to be sure you're able to offload pallets of food from the truck that delivers it. Otherwise, they're gonna charge you out the ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except the one pastime that had been taking over my life since I was 3. Play Dota?
Wait, no, Sneaky. Paint plastic models.
The pastime was go on the computer. Since you were 3.
The internet is for porn.
Indeed. Actually, around that time, it was start up the PS1 and play CTR.
Crash Team Racing.
Oh. But that doesn't work in this instance. And that was how I discovered the many wonders of the beautiful place we humans call the internet. The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. Grab your dick and double click for porn, porn, porn. You know what the saddest part is? Online payment methods were pioneered by porn websites.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This does speak a lot about our society.
That we live in one.
It says a lot about my country that the reason why the internet was made was because the military wanted something to communicate with, and the reason why the internet continued is because people shared porn.
Yeah.
The two facets of human existence: violence and sex.
That sounds correct, unfortunately.
I mean, you like the violence part, Gray. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's be real here, you know.
Yep.
It was also the first of many hours, days, weeks, months, but simply face and glued to monitor and my hands stroking my mouse and keyboard. And my controller when the situation called for it.
You stroke your keyboard?
Stuck to them because they were sticky.
Oh, stuck. Sorry, I heard stroke.
You might be having
there was
a
probably
stroke.
some stroking to get it sticky.
I suppose.
One
form of stroking or another.
I discovered a myriad of different things from the web. Yep, we know. One of said things was a fictional story written by an Eastern author that was adapted into a comic illustrated by an Eastern artist, and it was eventually animated by a studio in the eastern center of the world. Wow, that's really witty and clever, author. You could just said it was made by Japan.
Yeah, well.
Its name, it was Kashigabaka Shukufuku, which when translated... Yeah. When translated, comes out to Blessings of God. It's chronicled the hilarious misadventures. I wouldn't go as far to say they're hilarious, but they're definitely misadventures. Of the Japanese shut-in otaku, Kazuma, and his not-so-merry band of companions. Now, they're pretty merry.
Say they're quite merry.
Yeah, they're very excessively merry in some cases. In a world designed to subvert every single existing trope related to stories of the isekai genre. I guess. Didn't really subvert quite a number of them.
Yeah, no. Kind of just parroted them.
Yeah. Bruh, just say it's an anime. Is the author trying to bloat his word count? Yeah, he kind of is.
Yeah. It reads like fucking a school essay.
It really does.
You got 1 hour left.
The stop sign is red, but you see, upon a certain light of reflecting upon the stop sign, it actually, in existence, absorbs everything but the color red, which is why, upon the reflection of the light that hits our eyes, that is then turned around inside our eyes and reflected into our brain through our optical nerves, is the color we have dubbed red. Okay, yeah, thank you for that.
You said nothing.
You said literally 2 sentences of nothing.
It's more paragraph, honestly.
Yeah. Why, you ask? Well, thank you for asking. I'll tell you why. I think this guy might be a paranoid schizophrenic. If he's talking to himself as if it's asking questions.
Yeah.
See, the show begins when the character is sent to purgatory and blah blah. Blah, 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 can't say blah, 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 blah. Why is this related? Well, I'm so glad you stuck around after that whole paragraph of info dump. You see, it's because I died. Wow, the author took this long to say it. Which also means I would obviously be faced with the same choice. And if you knew me before, you'd know I'd be probably nothing but an empty shell in heaven. Because there's no entertainment media. Lose the will to live.
Damn, bro.
I don't think you can lose the will to live.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to tell them.
Do you want to tell him, or should I, lads?
I think we'll leave that to him.
Wasn't it Dragon Ball that was one of the rare things of like, what happens if you die in hell? Oh, you're just gone.
No,
from existence.
You delete.
You have been deleted from reality.
So you can try to leave.
The author might have been 17 when he wrote this story. Well, okay, it's
No,
yeah.
doesn't excuse anything.
It reads like a properly written, unfortunately, properly written spag compliant story.
Oh no!
Was written by a guy who's used to writing pages and pages of English assignments.
Oh no!
Because God forbid you be able to sum up your points accurately and succinctly in, half a page.
Oh no!
Would you care to share with the class?
Would you care to stop moaning?
Just read his fucking profile. It's
well, we'll get to it.
Fuck.
Probably it is.
Yeah, I'll just fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, blah blah blah. So anyway, this guy goes into this whole monologue where he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally going to manipulate this retarded goddess to like press to my advantage." Like he already noted that the goddess that's sitting on the throne doesn't have blue hair, and he goes to this whole monologue how he's gonna manipulate Aqua, and then he's like, "Wait a second, hold on, she has silver hair. Aqua doesn't have silver hair." It's like, you fucking retard. Anyway, so yeah, Eris is like, "Hey, yo, you alright? You've been like cackling in a monologue for a while now." And he's like, "Yo, hold Toy, it's fine. Trying to think of all the stuff. Do you mind about me doing some thinking?" And she's like, "No, it's fine. You can do all the thinking you want in here." And then he's like, "Alright, well, you don't need to give me the speech. I already know what's going on here. Also, don't be so stuffy. Doesn't suit you." Just casually, just like being like, "Yo, hey, God of Fortune, I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go." It's like, bruh.
Dumbass.
And,
moron, in fact.
"Hey, I said I could be a dick, but I'm not heartless. Being a jerk 24/7 is unfulfilling." False.
Press X to doubt.
I was about to say, do the assholes in this chat want to chime in?
I'm gonna say that's definitely false. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's easy.
If I knew I wouldn't be banned from certain servers, I would absolutely waste my entire life shitting on people in them.
Yeah, I just can't be fucked sometimes, so I could just go nuclear. It is what it is.
Nothing better to do. Time to push the big red button.
Yeah, pretty much.
The big red swastika shaped button. That's great.
Great. Well, thank you for that mental image, because now I just imagined that someone had made it a square instead of the diamond that the Nazis turned it into, and so when you slammed on the button, instead of like nukes going off or Nazis showing up or anything, a bunch of Buddhist monks just got unleashed.
Base.
Oh no. What are they going
to do? Force, if
this
necessary.
Is not the Nazi button. This is the Buddhist button.
Gottverdammt, Hans.
Gottverdammt, Hans.
This is why you get the Flammenwerfer. Not push the button.
The button's the promotion, the Flammenwerfer's the demotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, my Nazis are Buddhists.
Now they will have inner peace.
What would Wolfenstein look like if that's how it went?
Shit would get into MMA really quick.
Oh, stealth wouldn't work in that game, that's for damn sure.
Did he just shoot a fireball at me?
Fireball input takes on a new meaning for the Nazis.
So anyway, he apparently died because he fell while he was hiking. And he's like, "Wow, yeah."
You got the whole squad laughing.
So he's like, "Hey, do you want blah blah blah? Do you want a power? Well, I could take the gamer. The world already runs an RPG mechanic, so it'd be a little bit too redundant."
No, it wouldn't. What the
No,
fuck?
it wouldn't. The gamer is completely separate from that world's mechanics.
Yeah.
Are you
You'd still be
stupid?
absolutely fucking busted.
You'll be beyond busted.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I could take
Stacking
one of
systems is always a good idea. Well, let me
yeah,
phrase
because
that.
actually it would just integrate that world system into itself as well. So yes, do it.
You can just bypass any limits in the fucking
actually, you know
normal.
what? We've seen with Kazuma that luck is a fantastic stat in that world if it's high enough. Just start putting your skill points into luck.
Oh, not
Yeah.
only that, you don't even need to do that. What's your superpower? I want to be the luckiest person alive. Whenever someone with more luck exists, I want to have automatically more luck than them.
I want to get their luck +1.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, hey, you're talking to the goddess of luck, so if anyone's able to grant that one.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Oh, wait a minute. That's an easy question. Be like Mr. Torg and make them all explosive to blow shit up.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Mr. Torg, famous for having stable and reliable guns and ammo usage. All things he's very famous for.
Yes.
Didn't he like run massive smear campaigns against his competitors because their guns actually were better and had like less failures in the field?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just making sure I wasn't
It's the most
confusing
Borderlands thing around. Oh, your guns work? Cringe.
Also, he was actually the tinker behind all of the ideas, and he like sold them all for like a chicken sandwich or something. But the other stipulation was selling the guns is that he got to be the face of the PR for the guns.
No, he got to be the face for the PR, but then like his own company installed a voice modulator in his voice because he swore too much.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, apparently, Torg is likes playing D&D.
Yes.
Face.
Yes, very.
He's really bad at it, though.
Yes. Hold on, that's it. But wait, can I tack on more things? I snuck a glance at Eris. One way to find out. Eris, what? Can I take both Unkempt Herald and a saber turret? She looked lost. Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. She did a bit of research and then answered my question. She did a bit of research. The fuck does that mean? I suppose it's possible, but you'd have to
She
downgrade
busted out the
them.
old Google.
Why would you just take the...
Yeah, no, hold on. Watch as this guy tries to game the system through retardation. I had expected that, and therefore offered my solution. This is the sort of person that like thinks of like a conversation you're having with someone before you have the conversation with them. Like they think about the whole fucking conversation, and then after they say the first line, no one else follows the conversation you imagined. That's this guy. But instead of no one else following the conversation exactly as you imagined, everyone's following the conversation exactly as he imagined.
Because he's the one writing the fucking conversation.
Because he's the one writing the conversations. It's really weird how that worked.
It's curious, isn't it?
And so he's like, well, how about if I severely depower them all? Like, reduce them to nothing. But also, you give me the ability to return them to their former glory via level scaling. But I'm also still going to need, like, infinite ammo. They're useless without bullets. She pondered that for a second. I think that might actually work. The Digistruct tech for both the turret and the pistol will set you back by a lot, but with enough effort, you might be able to even it all out. She looked like she actually believed it. But before that, hold on. Give me a minute. I need to run this by my superiors. Sure, go ahead. Wow, would you look at that? You've been approved. Congratulations. That was a fist pump. Yes. So we all know what the saber turn is, but what was the pistol? The Unkempt Herald?
I don't
Why-
know. I assume knows.
Why
I
is
assume
this?
knows what it is.
Yeah, why is
I
this
literally
considered a
don't.
hack weapon?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
What is
The Unkempt Herald is a legendary pistol from Borderlands 2. To a campaign of any machine on the day. Did a fire 6, 5, 3, 7, whatever. Fires 3 shots in an accelerating horizontal spread that splits twice to create 4 more projectiles. So it shoots 3 bullets and then splits again to shoot a total of 7 bullets.
So why not just go for a rocket launcher that already does that? Aren't there better weapons from a?
No. Not only are there better weapons, look, as much as everyone hates on it, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, had fucking laser guns.
Yes.
Oh wait,
Yep.
actually?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, laser guns with elemental effects, too.
Oh. Oh dear.
So it's like, why wouldn't you? If you can have infinite ammo, why would you not take... Oh my god, there's so many guns. There's the fucking chain gun that the longer you fire it, the faster it shoots.
Listen.
Like, there is so many guns in Borderlands that are better than
Who
this
cares about
garbage.
Borderlands? If I'm getting things with infinite ammo, do you know what I'm taking? I'm taking the Gallahorn.
Oh.
Fair enough.
That's yeah. Also, just by the way, the title of this is get even more explosions. Why is his wish not to be a master of the explosive branch? Yeah, the explosive skill tree in this world.
Probably because he can do that normally in this world. And
yes,
so it wouldn't really be a cheat.
It is revealed that it's a very difficult tree to go down.
Or alternative, Max. I wish I had infinite skill points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would also work. Like,
become an adventurer, learn every single skill, learn every single passive. Just make everything, make all the magical items you want.
Yeah, they can go down any
every skill that boosts your growth rates.
Like literally, just like, bruh. And I mean, not only that, on top of all of this, right? Like, if you're gonna go with the whole, all right, so I get nothing from them basically, but they level up over time with me. Be an Imperial Commander from Dawn of War 2 Arena. Right? You're already summoning turrets. You're already, summoning guns. Just like, bruh. What?
It's stupid.
Yeah, well, after this section, it gets good bit even cringier.
As in...
No, not good. Good bit cringier.
So
yeah, gets worse.
Do I get some sort of spare cash? I would like to not be broke. Bloomed into a gesture halfway modified. I always forget about that. Stupid. And then she extracted a bag, demeaning herself the whole while. Whoa, hey, don't beat yourself up. I make the same mistakes too. My track record, I might end up doing it more than you.
Also, I'm sorry, I just wanted to point out, if I'm getting weapons with infinite ammo, like, Borderlands can go down. There's so many better things that I can get.
Why is
give me
this...
the Polaris Lance.
Look, again, I've never... Oh, that's a fair point, yeah. That's a fair point. What about the Maliwan sniper rifle that changes with every bullet that's a railgun?
I mean,
cycles through every ammo type.
That's pretty neat, but how many of them turn your enemies? But like that doesn't turn my enemies into a tiny black hole.
You know what? That's all. That is. You know, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Not to mention, like the Polaris Lance is a scout rifle. Yeah, it's not as far as a sniper rifle, but it's certainly far. Remember, right? We're in fantasy land. When
That's
I'm
far
the
enough,
only
yeah.
one who has a gun, the scout rifle is far enough.
Yeah. I mean, alternatively, just be like, all right, easy solution. I just get fucking Destiny powers, period. Just be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a warlock from Destiny.
I mean, I'd rather be a hunter and be cool, but...
Yeah, sure, but, like, warlocks are way cooler because of all the powers they get access to.
I would say, I mean, here's the thing. Regardless of which one you pick, you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, like, I want the ability to throw black holes at people. That's all I want to do at the end of the day. I want to throw a black hole at someone.
I mean, throwing black holes is cool, but gun made from the sun, yo.
I mean, yeah, that's also...
A sun gun.
Sun gun, yeah. But still, at the end of the day, the author's dumb. There's so many better things out there that you could get, like, fucking, Jesus Christ, I'm blanking on it now.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining...
The shit from Metal Gear 5.
Oh, yeah, that stuff.
Like,
but
the
like,
handheld
imagine
swarm
that...
rocket launchers, just be like, I want an infinite ammo swarm rocket launcher. I feel like if you're that obsessed with making explosives...
Yes.
Bruh.
But, like, Sneaky, imagine that, you know, that, like, indestructible death fortress or whatever comes stomping over the hill. Poof! Wow, what's that really bright thing he's holding? Bang!
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah, Moth makes a good point.
I would like a fat man with infinite ammo.
Oh.
No, you don't want that. That causes ecological damage, and you have to live there, Sneaky.
Yeah, that's a bit overkill.
Well,
I'd say it.
Oh. Does he?
Close range. It exists.
Yeah. Well, Moth brings up an interesting idea of wishing to have all the warframes as your ability.
That's a fair point.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
There's way better stuff.
Aura also brings up a good point, is that you can learn, technically speaking from canon, you can learn other classes' powers.
Yeah. Like adventurers can learn from everything.
I was saying Destiny. Destiny canon-wise, is you can technically learn how to do, like, the warlock teleport, even though you're not a warlock.
Oh, that's really cool.
By canon, not by gameplay mechanics, but by canon lore.
I mean, I guess within the canon you could also just swap between them. It's not like you have to just be a Titan all your life. It might just be what you're best at.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, here's the thing. As far as we know, once you select like Titan or Hunter or War, like you're locked into that. But like they can, as we saw, they can freely swap between the subclasses.
Well, no, it's even that. I don't think that's I think that's just a gameplay thing. I don't like the whole swapping between subclasses is canon, because they've shown that in both cinematics and in quests.
Yeah.
But the whole like you're locked into being a warlock for the rest of your life. That's more of a game mechanic that is justified by lore, because the people that choose to be warlocks are the people that choose to like sit back and research and study and learn about the world, and so they're not going to be interested in getting shot at as a Titan or slinking around criminally like a hunter.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. There's nothing that explicitly states it.
Yeah, so technically speaking, they could learn hunter abilities and they could learn Titan abilities. It's just they're not interested in doing things that would put them in those situations.
I mean,
yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like there are certain characters who are so obsessed with power, like the Drifter and Osiris.
Oh, no, there's absolutely characters that have done that, though, like the Drifter and Osiris. Like,
But they haven't.
The Drifter hasn't? Yeah, he has. Dude, he fucking teleports. That's not a hunter ability.
When does he teleport? Genuine question.
When was the last
Like,
time
is
you
it just
played?
like in a cinematic or something? Like he teleports?
Yeah. When was the last time you
Okay.
played? It was right
Before the last expansion.
Oh, it was during Shadowkeep before Broken Light.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no.
I technically didn't finish Shadowkeep though, so.
Oh, he had like this whole like 30 quest like hidden chain.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't touch that at all.
Yeah.
Should probably go back and do that.
We don't
but
actually
I can't
know
be
what
bothered.
class he is. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, he uses a pistol though, and that's kind of like it's supposed to
No,
indicate.
no. I mean, weapon choice means nothing.
Yeah, I know,
Other
but
than personal
they typically keep to that though. Like all the characters, all the NPCs.
I mean, Ikora's favorite weapon is a shotgun, and most of the other warlocks we see do not use shotguns. So
right, but all the hunters use revolvers. All guardians can vanish and shit, but it's like in-game teleportation is usually warlocks. Yeah, see, there's just so much up in the air that fucking Bungie doesn't cover.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like you get the cheat power. It's like, okay, I want a fucking light infusion.
Yeah.
And the ability to swap classes, like bada bing, bada boom.
Boom. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to laughs as I revive myself in Warlock.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. So
we did
anyway.
it. We finally killed the horrible monster.
What up, bitches?
Are you ready for round 2?
Thank you for everything you've done. He said. So anyway, he's like sexually harassing Eris now, and he's like, I'm gonna give her love, comfort, and care, and she's gonna fall in love with me. And
that's not how it works. Like at all.
And so anyway, he's like, all right, so say your last bits, and she's like, all right, and there's a bunch of poses and tells him he's gonna go on an adventure of his lifetime, whatever. And he's like, well, I thought I told you to stop with the poses, Chris. And Eris is like, oh my god, how did you know about my alter identity? And for some reason, he's arbitrarily like, don't get your knickers in a bind, your secret's safe with me.
How fucking old are you?
This is so cringe. He apparently wrote this when he was 17. Yeah, anyways, it was like, I'm Andrew, nice to meet you. I stuck out my hand as I was floating away. Fortunately, she shook it. My name is Eris. Blessings of fortune upon you. Okay, so he did end up getting blessed by the luck god. And so his luck is obviously going to be super high.
You know, her management should really talk to her about being more careful with that phrase.
Yeah, so anyway, the author's like, wow, Konosuba is so open to exploitation for crossovers. And it's like, yeah, it kind of is, but at the same time, it really isn't.
Kinda go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it kind of really fucking isn't.
Please stop.
It's just a bad... It's just... Like, don't get me wrong. I can understand the attraction to Konosuba for some people who haven't had to deal with those people in real life. I get it. I don't approve of it, but I get it. But it... Unlike Familiar Zero and unlike Worm, which are both more open-ended, Konosuba has a canon rails. Like
super hard canon rails.
Yeah, like you have to fight the Demon King, and if you don't get your wish, which is the whole reason why you reincarnated there, unless you're trying to be meta aware and you're like, well, I'll just reincarnate there and then I'll use my cheat and not fight the Demon King, which would actually invalidate your contract of getting the cheat weapon to go fight the Demon King. possibly might get rid of your cheat weapon. So question mark, why would you willingly
Also,
go to a medieval time period?
If you're intelligent,
Yeah.
like you're getting a cheat item, just
and like not only are you getting this whole cheat item thing, like you're not being like you aren't the only reincarnate being sent into this world. So any ideas you could generally have, like I'm gonna start a business chain that does fast food, someone's already done that. I'm gonna start a business that does this other modern thing, somebody's already done that. I'm gonna introduce this sport, somebody's already done that. Like, it's everything you could think of, farming techniques, all of that stuff, somebody has already done that. They've been sending people to this world for 30 years before the point where Cosmo gets sent. Any idea? And it also obviously goes on long before that as well, because the ancestor of the main kingdom was a reincarnate as well. So possibly hundreds of years people have been sent here. So any idea you could possibly have already been done. So there's no reason to go to this world to be like, oh well, I'll introduce farming techniques and become super rich. It's like already been done. Or it's invalid because apparently in Konosuba you have to fight your vegetables before you can eat them. So it's just like there is no reason to go to Konosuba besides to follow the canon rails of fighting the Demon Lord and then getting backstabbed by Heaven.
I mean, like...
that's a fair point. Nexus raises a fair point. Ask for boundary manipulation.
Yeah. 2 is just fucking out there, dude. Can't be beat.
2 who?
Toho.
Toho. 2. I don't understand. What's it called? All I know it is the bullet hell game.
It's Toho.
2 who?
2.
Fucking Gura, man.
Yeah. God. Fish shark.
2 ho.
Very good shark. Very dumb shark as well.
Dumb shark, haha. Funny shark. Funny
Did you ever
shark.
see the Shork clip where she acknowledged the existence of Shork?
You know what? I haven't.
Bless.
So she was fucking around with her model size and did the super wide meme and proceeded to look at herself, say, "Oh my god, this is horrifying. I'm sorry for inflicting this on you guys. Also, this is the only time you can ever say I'm a shork."
Yeah.
Super wide Gura. Looks like
Indeed.
Hammerhead Gura.
Gura head.
Oh, it's this sort of person. Oh.
Yeah.
It's this sort of person.
Nexus circa 2015.
Ruby, Fire Emblem, Epic Battle Fantasy, Konosuba, Magic Madoka.
I'm sorry, Epic Battle Fantasy? Seriously?
Yeah.
I have not heard that name in fucking years.
Works profile received and archived. New signal transmitting. Alright, everyone, we're on in 30 seconds. I expect your best, so if you know what's good for you, you won't disappoint me. We don't need a repeat of the 2019 dumpster fire. Profile updated February 11th, 2020. So apparently he does this every year.
Yeah.
Boy.
He does a profile RP every year. That's continuous.
Yeah, it should be shot on site, honestly.
Wait,
Cringe.
what do we mean we're on camera? Smack? Oh my fucking lord. I swear you idiots can't do anything right. You know what? Screw it. We've only had 2 tech mix-haps. Hit the green screen.
Yeah, I agree with Gray here.
Yeah, you know what? We're done here. Good night. I'm getting my food.
It is 4 in the fucking morning, almost.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gamer Ruby story desperately in need of rewrite, according to the author.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, how horrifying.
Fire
at
Emblem
level
Path
4,
of Radiance.
That's probably because that fic is a fucking crime against humanity.
Also a gamer.
Outlawed in every
Fire
single
Emblem
state.
SI Gamer fic.
Alright, Sneaky, you
Yep.
need to mark that one for Tuesday for Atin.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
I mean,
Torture Atin as much as
it's
possible.
time to torture Atin a little bit.
My current project, a self-insert gender bender Puella Magica Madoka.
I'm sorry, you what now?
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I would not want to ever
Why?
self-insert into the world of Madoka.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
would
that
never...
sounds kind of fucking horrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't, and even I wouldn't want to really be there.
Yeah. Like, there's bad places and there's fucking Madoka.
Alright, so, I'll queue up both of them. You know what, fuck it, I'll queue up all of them.
Oh boy.
Based.
Because apparently he's rewritten both of them now.
Amazing.
Okay then.
Alright, Fanfiction Friday, let's go. Alright then, we'll be closing out tonight then. Wow, he gets cringier with every post.
Does he?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you all next time on Tuesday, because there is always more, and it always gets worse.